Hey, do you know why people can't fathom a 72-hour waiting period for a gun? Because they have a constitutional right to not have to wait 72 hours from purchasing a gun. Yep. Sorry, you guys may not like to say it's in bad taste because the shooting just happened. I don't give a shit. It's a constitutional right.
Yeah.
In Maine, horrible event that took place, but it's equally horrible that, of course, you have people on the left and you have the David Hoggs of the world and whatever moms against whatever it is today, politicizing it before the bodies even really assume room temperature. And to be clear, I used to have a policy where we didn't want to discuss it until all of the information was... We don't have that luxury anymore. And we certainly don't have the luxury of not correcting the misinformation as it comes in. Yeah. So last night, Lewiston, Maine. Man he went on a shooting spree. You've probably heard this. Killed at least 15 people as of the time of this broadcast, injuring what seems to be dozens more. Here's a clip.
At approximately 6:56 this evening, a couple of shooting incidents occurred here with multiple casualties in the city of Lewiston. And police are currently searching for a Robert R. Card, 4/4 of 1983 of Bowdoin. Card is considered armed and dangerous. He is a person of interest, however, and that's what we'll label him at moving forward until that changes. If people see him, they should not approach Card or make contact with him in any way. The shelter-in-place order that currently stands in Lewiston remains. A vehicle, which was a vehicle of interest in this incident, was located in Lisbon, and we are now also asking residents in Lisbon to shelter in place.
Okay. They always have to do the same thing. Like, don't approach him. Oh, really? I thought I was going to ask him to be a pen pal.
Hey, are you that guy?
Yeah, are you that guy? Oh, this is going to be great for the gram, but...
Can I get an autograph?
Here's the good... Look, there's a silver lining because I get this is a dark day for a lot of people. One of the silver linings is the best-looking police officer ever is taking this matter seriously. He was on CNN today. I'm going, why? I mean, this guy, it's like Billy Zane walked out, or Telly Savalas, and he's just squinting. Here you go.
It's been a long stretch. How are the officers doing across the department from what you can see?
Take him out with those baby blues. The shooter's screwed. He has Kojak after him.
It looks better than Kojak.
You mass shooters today have no class. You have no decorum. Who hates you, baby? Now, the situation is, it's developing, but I'm glad that cop is on the case. Yeah. It hasn't stopped those on the left from immediately attributing motive and pushing gun control. Now, we don't know the motive exactly, but we have some good ideas. We'll get into that. So right off the bat, Gavin Newsom, straight out of Central Casting Couch, said Republicans in Maine rejected a bill this year that would have required a waiting period for firearm purchases. They seriously could not fathom waiting 72 hours to buy a gun. First off, let me stop you there. Yeah, what if you're a woman with a restraining order, a man who says, I'm coming for you? That happened in New Jersey. Remember that? Someone had to go through this waiting period for a firearm? Got killed by an ex-lover. Hey, do you know why people can't fathom a 72-hour waiting period for a gun? Because they have a constitutional right to not have to wait 72 hours from purchasing a gun. Yep. Sorry, you guys may not like to say it's in bad taste because the shooting just happened. I don't give a shit. It's a constitutional right.
Yeah. By the way, wouldn't have changed anything with this. Gavin, I know you're leading with this because you think that makes you sound reasonable and that everybody's going to be on your side. But when you do that, you're politicizing this situation because this guy was a firearms instructor. He wasn't waiting 72 hours to go get the gun. He didn't just go buy the gun at a Walmart and then go shoot it up.
Right.
He had it at his house. And by the way, the only photograph that we have him with a gun is not a pistol, which is what you were talking about right there. Right. You're an asshole. Yeah. Pardon my language. But I'm being a little direct because you're trying to do what you always do. Anyway, there's more to this.
He went on to say, Maine also does not ban assault weapons, define assault weapon, require permits to carry a gun in public. What do you mean open carry? You know where else they don't? Vermont. Unless they've changed it, Vermont has the loosest gun laws in the country. Why? Because you have a lot of hunters, so they're carrying their guns around. They shouldn't be arrested when cops can abuse their authority. What happened to defund the police? What happened? Hey, how about rather than defund the police, remove power from their hands where they can simply cite you for something that is a constitutional right? He said they don't require background checks on all gun sales. Horse shit. Right. Pardon my language today. This is, again, not for children. That is horse shit. That's why we did the campaign, Gift a Gun. We took two girls from a Change My Mind to the gun range. Said, hey, let's purchase a firearm. They go, oh my God, I can't believe all this paperwork. Anyone who has ever purchased a firearm legally, not talking about a Saturday night special, out of the back of a van, knows that there is a background check. And you can just lie on it, like Hunter Biden did. Then you have Gavin Newsom saying, we need to amend the Constitution to prevent tragedies like this. There you go. Boom. Amend the Constitution. He said the quiet part out loud. Brooklyn dad, everyone's least favorite dad, everyone's least favorite person from Brooklyn.
Is he really a dad?
Says, in Maine, it's harder to get some cold medicines than it is to get an AR-15, thanks to weak-ass senators like Susan Collins. She should have never been reelected. Okay, a couple of things. It's also harder to get cold medicine in Italy than it is to get anything. I don't know if you know this, but you live in the United States. I just had a friend of ours who was in Italy, couldn't get Dayquil.
Seriously?
Yeah. And the reason that it's harder to get some cold medicines, by the way, no one has a problem getting Dimetap. It's if it has like ephedrine or like Broncaid, right? Or what's the other one? Primatine. There are some that are stimulants that are actually banned in sport. So they pick some extreme example and try and create a parallel to an AR-15. But just remember, Gavin Newsom said we need to amend the Constitution. That's the only way to implement any of this bullshit that they actually want. David Hogg, in a now deleted tweet, his PR firm probably told him, ooh, that's not a good look, said, join me in registering to vote against the Republicans who are enabling these shooters.
Enabling?
Enabling, yeah.
By the way, I believe he left that up for only minutes.
Yes.
And our team caught it. So great job, team.
Thank you, team. Thank God for Time Machine. Set the timer, Toolman Tim. For people out there who are confused and saying, what do we know? Okay, here's what we know right now. Suspect, yes, they got it right. The name is Robert Card. He is a certified firearms instructor. He was a member of the U.S. Army Reserves. He recently threatened to shoot up a National Guard facility, and he reported hearing voices in his head. Allegedly, he was committed to a mental health facility for 2 weeks this summer. So what we also know is from these shootings, apparently he shot up at first a bowling alley and then a bar, pub / pool hall, which you're noticing a pattern here.
Right.
Then he shot up a Walmart distribution center, which seems surprising until we realized that said distribution center primarily shipped bowling balls and pool tables. So this is a guy who's...
A through line.
Hit like if you want to see the scumbag get the death penalty.
Yes.
All you enabling Republicans.
Can we do the expedited death penalty?
Immediately.
Yeah.
Somebody sees him trying to go shoot something else and they do the American thing and put this guy out of his misery?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear a call for a ceasefire either. I want him dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I want him dead on
Where's
site.
the call for a ceasefire right now? It just happens when that goes on in Israel.
This is worse than a Halloween movie, like a Michael Myers movie.
Yeah, it's terrible. Well, you know, this happened actually in Canada. It wasn't as many people dead, but there was a guy in the Maritimes. He had a shotgun, and he was just walking through a neighborhood shooting people.
Really?
It went on for days, but they knew where he was. They just couldn't stop him because no one had a gun.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
A shotgun is...
Yeah.
Send a Mountie. Let's go.
He's on horseback. They need to be, they need to be watered.
Of them.
They have to get their salt lick.
Yeah.
Shoot the horses.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about the equestrian culture.
Yeah.
I just know that they like salt lick.
Yes.
I don't know what a salt lick is, but it sounds...
Just salt.
It's a big thing of salt, and the horses lick it.
sounds like something in the Dead Sea.
Yes. that Gerald couldn't identify on a map.
Jeez.
He's like, what's that? Is that a lake? No.
Red
Gerald was giving directions to Moses. That's why they were lost for 40 years.
Seriously,
That was funny.
Isn't this just tired at this point? Comment, and by the way, hit the like button if you're watching because it helps with the algorithm. And people out there, they don't know what's actually happening with this shooting. They're just going to get the propaganda. Look, Gavin Newsom said it. The only way to implement what it is that they want is to amend the Constitution, is to change the Constitution.
Don't say that. Don't say that. To get rid of the Second Amendment. When he says amend the Constitution, he doesn't mean like put a little bullet point in, like, hey, we're going to have another. Get rid of the Second Amendment, period. No guns. By the way, do you want to live in Israel with no guns? Right. We've talked about this. This is what happens when you have no guns. People can go knocking from door to door to door that are criminals that get guns because they always find a way. They tend not to obey the rules.
And we help pay for guns to get in the hands of citizens in Ukraine.
Yep.
So
just not here.
Yeah.
Just not here.
Just not here in the United States.
Watch Ladder with Crowder live Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.